Shalom. Kahala Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shem Kodash. Double honor to the elder apostles of GMS, including the elders that came before them that taught us His truth. And shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word in truth and in sincerity. The hopeful elect tabernacle of David. All right. And you few sisters out there. All right. This is a quick lesson going into the famines plural. All right. And we're just going to touch on it. We're not going to go in depth. We might go in depth a little later this week. So let's see what's going on. This is Acts 11 and 28. All right. Now, before we read this, we got to understand that what was then is now. Okay. And things that were written aforetime are written for our learning. Okay. So where this might be going into something that happened a long time ago is going to happen again. All right. So this is Acts 11:28, King James. And there stood up one of them named Agabus, and signified by the Spirit that there should be great dearth throughout all the world. Okay. And all the world during that time meant the known world, the world that they knew about, not the entire world. Okay. But this is still significant. All right, because it pertains to now too, which came to pass in the days of Claudius Caesar. All right, well, Caesar's back. All right, he's back in this day, if you understand. So anybody, hey, you can't say that because that happened during this time. Well, guess what? It's happening again. Let's read the NIV. One of them named Agabus stood up and through the Spirit predicted that a severe famine would spread over the entire Roman world. See, that was the known world at the time. Okay? Well, are we not in Rome right now? Yeah, we are. Again. So either way you look at it. Let's read the ESV. One of them named Agabus stood up and foretold by the Spirit that there would be a great famine over all the world. Now today, when we read this, it's not just talking about Rome, which Babylon the Great is Rome, okay? But over all the world. All right, this is today. Things that were written aforetime were written for our learning. All right, keep that in mind. And it works for everybody, not just for you. All right, so we'll go to Adabu, and what do we got? This is today, May 2nd, less than an hour ago. And what, Dabu 7, May 2nd, what does it say? Worldwide famine. And the name of this lesson is The Famines, plural. Okay. Worldwide famine is coming, warns U.S. Senator. No, not warns U.S. Senator, warns the Holy Scriptures. Okay. What does it say? Berean. One of them, named Agabus, stood up and predicted, meaning it's coming, through the Spirit that a great famine would, hasn't happened yet, but it would sweep across the whole world. What does it say? Worldwide famine what? Is coming. Warns or predicts. U.S. said it's the same thing. Farm crises, hits, and chronic shortages emerge. This is talking about food. All right, now let's get the food one out of the way. Dabu usually does about 2 minutes, so this is 2:17. Let's listen.
This is Dabu 7. The situation here globally with food is getting worse by the day. Some people ignoring the situation, but those that see what's coming are getting plans together and making moves quickly. As the price of things continue to go up, as inflation continues to kill the dollar, that is what is affecting Americans, but globally. Every person out there that's trying to get their hands on some food is finding it more difficult than the years or even weeks past. They're now saying that we're heading toward a famine here of large proportions, and it looks like, by all means, this is going to be staged and engineered because they got money for war, but not to feed the poor. Period. without any excuses. Doesn't matter who it is. Any 1%er out there doesn't want to help the poor, there's no excuse. Doesn't matter how much you're in love with them, how much you like them and their image. Actions speak louder than words. And we have a senator that just stepped up and says, we've never seen anything like this, that we are facing an imminent famine. So the U.S. senator admitting that we are heading into the direction of a large-scale famine that is being engineered 100%. So there's no one else to blame but the politicians and those that people have allowed to control things, unless you want to take the power back and do something about that. You see. Hopefully, at some point, hopefully this summer, we see people spring into action and rise. We need some kind of movement in this country to take the freedom and the power back, or they're going to wash it all away. Matter of fact, that is the plan by design, and it's hidden in the open. Actually, books written on it and everything else. If people just took the time to find it, it's right there. So what's coming around the corner is all by design. And make sure to join me for the live streams where I talk about things like this censorship-free in more detail. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern.
All right, so what you gonna do? What you gonna do when the famine? What you gonna do when the famine come for you? Bad boys, all right? What are you men of the Lord gonna do? Psalm. And then we'll go to the other famine. 37. Psalm 37. Let's get the King James here. We'll go to 19. Let's start at 17. Start at 16. A little that a righteous man hath is better than the riches of many wicked. For the arms of the wicked shall be broken, but the Lord upholdeth the righteous. The Lord knoweth the days of the upright, and their inheritance shall be forever. Here's the point. They shall not be ashamed. Who shall not? The upright. They shall not be ashamed in the evil time. And in the days of famine, they shall be satisfied. All right? That's what we're looking for. Hey, hope and faith in Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Fear the Most High, keep the commandments. We're going into it. All right? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? 33. Psalm 33. Let me just do that. 33. Let's see. This is right. Let's see. Let's go right here to 8. Start at 18. Behold, the eye of the Lord is upon them that fear him, righteous and sincere fear, upon them that hope in his mercy. Okay? To deliver their soul from death and to keep them alive in famine. All right? That's what you're going to do. All right? What you going to do when they come for you? When the famine comes for you? This is the book of Job. Job 5 and 20. In famine, started at 19. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. In famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. The war ain't here. The war is here. All right. The least of the flock done drew them out over in the Ukraine, if you understand that. You understand that the Ukrainians, those are small hats. Okay? Those are Amalekites over there. Understand that. So they'd already done drew out Vlad and G and all, what's this guy's name? Kim. They're already drawn out. You just don't know it yet. All right? What is the scourge of the tongue? These lies that they got coming. Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it comes. So this actually goes into the famine of the word, which is where we're going right now. Let's get Amos. Now we'll switch it to the other famine. Amos, everybody knows. Everybody knows. Amos 8 and 11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, and they're here, saith the Lord, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread and water, nor, not a famine of bread, nor thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Most High. How? How is that coming? Well, who is the king? Who's the poster boy for what they call conspiracy theorist? Who's the poster boy of conspiracy theory? This guy. Come on. This guy right here. Wait a minute. Why is he popping back up? Sandy Hook happened, what, 10 years ago? When did Sandy Hook jump off? Let's get that real quick. Let's find out exactly when Sandy Hook massacre, elementary school shooting. How long ago did this jump off? Okay. 2012. That's 10 years. All right. Or 9.5. Oh, that's not 20. All right. Wikipedia. The Sandy Hook Elementary school shooting occurred on December 14, 2012. Okay? 10 years ago. Now here's my question. Why are they suddenly coming after this guy now? Because he's the poster boy for what? For conspiracy theory. They got to get conspiracy theory out there, and they're spanking this guy. And it was a setup the whole time. But the fact that they're only just taking his money and suing him right now, what does that say? It says they're coming after you, Jay. They're coming after the men of the Lord. And they're going to say that we're conspiracy theorists. They're getting their infrastructure in place to take the word off of the internet, okay? What did they do to this guy? All right? They've been tearing him down and joking. And he's been telling the truth. He's been telling the truth. They're turning it into a lie. They're making him a pariah. They're taking his money. And they're, he's control opposition. So let's listen to this. Ladies and gentlemen.
You may think that what I'm wearing right now...
Damn it. Salaki.
I'd like to file Chapter 11.
Let's go back. This is Lisa Cabrera, 29th of April. Let's read this. Alex Jones want U.S. government help. Okay, why? Why are they pushing this guy out front right now? Because they're saying this is what happens to conspiracy theorists. Okay?
Ladies and gentlemen, Alex Jones is really in over his head. He really is.
You know, he got all those Sandy Hook families coming for him, and they want millions and millions of dollars.
10 years later. So they've been waiting till they got all their ducks in a row, until they bring out Nina Jankowicz, till they set up an office, the police, of free speech and conspiracy theories.
From Alex Jones. And Alex has jumped up and tried to file Chapter 11 bankruptcy, and he's getting opposition. They're saying what he's doing is an abuse of the system. So they don't want him to file the bankruptcy. And he is, boy, Alex, you wrote yourself a check your butt can't cash on this Sandy Hook stuff.
You may think.
Slovakia. So you can see where this thing, clearly you can see where it's going.
Those families are coming hard at him. So Alex Jones, the far-right Infowar broadcaster and ally of President Donald J. Trump, has spent 25 years and reaped millions of dollars stoking suspicion and defiance of what he calls the federal deep state. Now, with his conspiracy empire under threat, Mr. Jones is seeking government relief. Y'all remember back in the day, these folks used to be on the soapbox about, I don't get anything from the government. I don't need anything from the government.
See, and Jake doesn't understand. Lisa doesn't understand what's going on. Hey, you're going to be the one to suffer. You calling yourself an Israelite, you are making money, right? You're so diligent in making videos and content because you're getting paid. Well, they're going to tear you down, right? Brother L and all that whole thing that you got going on, that is disinformation. Brother L is disinformation. All right. The point is, they're taking Alex down. Why? They've been waiting for this moment. What moment? That's all we need on that. They're waiting for this moment. They had to get their ducks in a row. Who's this? Who's this lady right here? Let's start right here. Because let's examine this.
My name is Nina Jankowicz.
Your name is what? Nina Jankowicz. Now let's look at this. Wait a minute. June 17th, 2020. This is 2 whole years ago. Nobody knew who Nina Jankowicz was back then. And what does this say? Practice informational distancing. So she was already set up a long time ago. They're moving her into place and giving her authority to do what? To shut this internet, to shut the word down. It's very clear. All right. We're going to get to today's date with this, who this person is now. But this is what they were doing 2 years ago with her. Look, Nina Jankowicz, disinformation fellow at Woodrow Wilson International Center for Scholars. That's not the title she holds today. Shares her advice on how to practice informational distancing in today's highly charged media environment. So at the same time they're preparing Alex Jones for this moment, they've been preparing whoever this idiot is. So let's watch this and see if we can glean some information on what's going on today. Because this is 2 years ago.
My name is Nina Jankowicz, and I am the Disinformation Fellow at the Woodrow Wilson International Center for Scholars in Washington, D.C. Well, as I'm sure a lot of your readers and members know, fact-checking, especially in these highly emotional times, doesn't always work as well as we want it to. In fact, there's a lot of research that shows that it does the opposite. So what I'm encouraging individuals to do in particular, just your normal, average, everyday citizen, is to practice informational distancing, where recognizing that disinformation and misinformation often run on emotional manipulation. When you feel your emotions rising to just walk away from your device for a little bit, let yourself cool down, and then start to consider the source. Why does that particular source have an interest in emotionally manipulating you? Is it a credible source? Has that journalist or that author written about this stuff before? Do they have the credentials to do so? And then if it's breaking news, especially, of which we have a lot these days, checking it against multiple sources, just doing kind of a lateral read of that information to make sure it's being reported elsewhere and that it's not just actual fake news.
All right, so they've been grooming and producing this person to be who she is now. Who is she now? Let's find out. Let's go here. This is Fox News. You know, they're going to talk about her good. This nigga right here. Okay.
What do you wasn't sure what to call it? It's the
Okay, let's stop. All right, now she has a job. All right, look at this. All right, Sky News Australia, April 30th, which is 2 days ago. Useful idiot. Biden's disinformation czar. Wait a minute. In the other video, she was what? Working at some school? They were preparing her for this moment. Now they got her in place. And she's the disinformation czar. Caesar. You see that? Caesar. All right. Nina Jankowicz slammed that woke bot. No, you're all working together. All right. Let's listen to this madness.
And then Harold says, what do you wasn't sure what to call it? It's the Disinformation Governance Board, or DGB, in honor of KGB, because that's what it is. It's the thought police. This is a person who doesn't say mom. She says birth person. She also says Twitter is for cis-normative white males. So she's a woke bot.
The woman appointed to lead the Biden administration much maligned new disinformation governance board. That's what she's been appointed as. The Disinformation Governance Board chairperson has widely mocked after cringy videos of her has emerged online. She's singing, being the Wicked Witch of the West. Yeah, she should be mocked, but what they're doing is they're getting her out there. They're advertising. They're promoting her presence, letting you know, hey, the famine of the word. See, the men of the Lord, we know what all of this shit is about. Okay? We're not ignorant of Satan's devices. We see where all of their main goal is to do what? Is to stop the word from going Ms. Jankowicz was appointed to be the executive director of the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. How did she go from working at some college to now she's the executive director of U.S. Department of Homeland Security's new Disinformation Governance Board? They are coming after you, Jake. That's the end of free speech. DHS is standing up a new disinformation governance board to coordinate countering misinformation, meaning anything that you read out of the Bible related to Homeland Security, focused specifically on irregular migration and Russia. Right. Nina Jankowicz will head the board as executive director. Previously was a disinformation fellow at the Wilson Center. See this? Advised the Ukrainian Foreign Ministry as part of the Fulbright. What is this? Fulbright Public Policy Fellowship. When you get into this, Fulbright, the Fulbright Scholarship, and go back to what it's telling you. Lucifer is in there, and oversaw Russia and Belarus programs at the National Democratic Institute. This is crazy. Cat's out of the bag. Here's what I've been up to the past 2 months and why I've been a bit quiet on here. Yeah, you got set up. I missed that. Honored to be serving what? Honored to be serving in the Biden administration and helping shape our counter disinformation efforts. What information? The information that's coming out of that Bible on who the Most High's chosen are and what is about to happen to this place. However, mere days after her appointment was announced, the White House is under significant pressure to remove Ms. Jankowicz from her position. It doesn't matter. What they're doing is they're getting the word out about this new position or this new part of the DHS. She's just a useful idiot, like they said, singing and being a witch. She's clearly a witch. Much of the mockery stems from a video of the 33-year-old posted on her TikTok, which shows her adapting the Mary Poppins tune, Superfragilisticexpialidocious. And really, she was showing off her singing skills, is what she was doing. She's probably trained and has some musical training, some vocal training. That's what she was doing. She's trying to become a rockette or go to Broadway or something. Because everybody wants to be a star, right?
Information laundering is really quite ferocious. It's when a huckster takes some lies and makes them sound precocious by saying them in Congress or a mainstream outlet. So disinformation's origins are slightly less atrocious. It's how you hide a little lie. It's how you hide a little lie. It's how you hide a little lie. When Rudy Giuliani shared that intel.
Now she's singing perfectly in tune, and she's singing perfectly in time. And the way that they went back and rewrote those words in order to stick all of that in and be on time and to be perfect, she's had some training and she has some skills, and she's showing them off right here. So what the hell do we see? What are we watching right here? Okay, and if you go back and read this dialogue or the reworded song, it's extremely deep. It's about what they're about to do. But this is a show, okay? This is a presentation. They know exactly what they're doing. This is witchcraft at its highest level. She's looking like Cruella. She's singing a Disney song that's highly illuminated, okay? And, I mean, she was handpicked for this, all right? And they might, oh yeah, she was a little too controversial, but she got the word out. This is advertisement, promotion, all right? They're promoting this whole thing. She's damn near perfect, and she'll get a job. She'll get a job, just like your boy, what's his name, Volodymyr Zelensky. He's an actor. All right. She's clearly on her way to Broadway. All right. Look at these skills.
On Ukraine, or when TikTok influencers say COVID can cause pain, they're laundering disinfo, and we really should take note and not support their lies with our wallet, voice, or vote. Oh!
Once the video resurfaced online, mockery was swift and set there. This is all set up because this is the talk of everything. Oh, did you see the video? And she's crazy and da-da-da-da-da. It's just gaining traction by the second.
This woman has spent a ton of time on TikTok, which is the Chinese Communist Party's largest espionage tool in the world. I find that an interesting thing, given her experience, according to the press secretary, of bringing a lot of perspective on disinformation to the.
Now, I've never watched this, and they're completely backing everything that I just said before I got to this part. I've never seen this. So she's confirming. I didn't know it was that deep, what she just said. What? TikTok is what? Espionage what? You hear that? And they're promoting. This is all promotion to say, hey, Wake up, we're doing this now. We got the disinformation czar on the DHS.
Espionage tool in the world. I find that an interesting thing given her experience, according to the press secretary, of bringing a lot of perspective on disinformation to this job when she spent so much time on TikTok engaging on that platform. Seems to me she belongs on Broadway, not in a government job.
I've never seen this. Okay, so she's seeing the same thing that I'm seeing. That's Broadway. She does belong on Broadway because she's that's over the top. She's great. She's putting on a great show. Nina Jankowicz is a model, managerial elite, credentialed, versed in therapeutic language, a personality derived from Marvel, Disney, Harry Potter, and beneath a thin, smiling veneer, absolutely vicious and totalitarian. I've never seen this video before, and they're completely backing every word that I'm saying previous to the video moving forward. Everything, completely. And that's called the spirit for those of you that have a problem with the spirit being on me. Oh, that's the spirit, nigga. Never interacted with Nina Jankowicz, but she blocked me. This hawkish cold warrior was just appointed to lead the U.S. government's dystopian Ministry of Truth, the Disinformation Governance Board, part of the authoritarian DHS that brought us the war on terror. Now, all of this, okay, this whole presentation, not her and the DHS, but even Benjamin Norton, all of this is working together, right? This whole video is working to push, and bad guy, this is good cop, bad cop. The whole presentation is to push this straight up into the most important thing going on. Oh, she's coming after free speech and da-da-da. Nah, they're all working together. And what is the goal? Who is the target? The men of the Lord pushing the truth. The Columbia Bugle. It's not enough for Nina Jankowicz to be fired or asked to resign. The whole anti-American disinformation government board must be shut down. Really? Really? You going to shut down the DHS? No. This is all promotion. Liz Wheeler, they're all working together. Oh, put something anti-DHS. Liz Wheeler, the point isn't to mock Nina Jankowicz and then move along. The point is to make her toxic, so Biden is forced to fire her and disband his speech control police force. Anything less is bad. Can you see this? The point is to make her toxic, so Biden is forced. I'm saying all of this before it comes up on the screen. Must be coming into my spiritual power. Don't get mad. I'm saying that. I'm poking at you. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki defended Ms. Jankowicz, saying she is well qualified for the what role? The role. She's playing a role. She can't. You can see the glee and the demons on her as she plays her role. She's completely demonic and perfect for this role. They know it. They've been waiting. She's been waiting. When is my curtain call? Well, it's her curtain call right now. And they are going to fire her and put somebody else in. And just to let you know that this organization exists within the DHS and that they're coming after. Fake news, disinformation. Look at the production. Look at the whole production. All right. I stumbled upon this. I was looking for her face. I saw, oh, I'll use this. And it's playing out perfectly. That's the spirit.
Give you a sense of who she is. She's an expert on online disinformation. She was formerly in the Wilson Center's She was formerly a disinformation fellow at the Wilson Center. She's testified before Congress as well as the United Kingdom and European Parliament, advised a Ukrainian foreign minister, particularly relevant in this moment, under the auspices of a Fulbright Public Policy Fellowship, and overseeing Russia and Belarus programs at the National Democratic Institute. Any hiring decisions are up to the Department of Homeland Security, but this is a person with extensive qualifications.
However, Fox News host Tucker Carlson, who was down there, they sent him down to investigate. What they did was they fired him, and while he was fired, they sent him down to investigate the prophets. And the elder Apostle Tahar and them were talking to him right there. Are you a newscaster? No. Yeah, you are, nigga. The Spirit identified you immediately and thwarted your whole little mission, right? He's in on it. Controlled opposition. Said Nina Jankowicz is acting as a useful idiot for the debate. So are you, Tucker. You're already out.
Now, she's not simply a hypocrite. She obviously is, whether she...
And then, after that little scene with the prophet, then he got his job back, and now you're at the very, very top of the news, right, on Fox and all. And whose family are you part of? I forget what it is. Some big family. One of those. DuPont, Getty. One of those. He's somebody's grandson. I forget who it is. But he's juiced.
Or not, she would be too dim to understand hypocrisy. What she really is, of course, is a heavy for the Democratic Party, and she's done that job flawlessly. Nina Jankowicz, the disinformation hunter, once called the Hunter Biden laptop story, which is entirely true, a, quote, Trump campaign product. In October of 2020, she wrote, quote, voters deserve the context, not a fairy tale about a laptop repair shop. Now, did she give us the context or any countervailing facts? Did she deliver the truth about that story? No, of course not. She just read a bunch of lies somebody handed to her on a card because she's a useful idiot.
Okay, so can you see how they're pushing this? What they're doing, they're pushing this to the forefront. And they're all working together. Because guess what, Tucker Carlson, we know who you are too. All right, so let's get a couple precepts on the way out. This is because there are the famine of the word is here. Okay, so we got famine of food and we got the famine of the word. This is Ezekiel 7. Ezekiel 7 and 26. Mischief shall come upon mischief, a rumor, and rumor shall be upon rumor. Then shall they seek a vision of the prophet, but the law shall perish from the priest and counsel from the ancients. Why? Because this word is going to be suppressed. All right? We see exactly that happen. All right? Let's get Psalm 74. We'll close on this. So you can see where we're at with this thing. Clearly at the end. All right? Psalm 74:9. We see not our signs. There is no more any prophet, neither is there among us any that knoweth how long. Let's look at that in the NIV. We are given no signs from the Most High. No prophets are left. And none of us knows how long this will be. Let's see. All right, the prophets are gone. They were taken off the street. They're taken off the information superhighway, and we're in the famine of the word. All right, so get ready for the next phase, you brothers and few sisters. We hope that the elect are edified, and with that, we're going to say shalom.